Every Sunday for 2 years, residents in my ward have gathered at a vigil to sing in hope for the hostages. It went on for far longer than it should have done. But with the release of the remaining living hostages recently, that song has become an overdue sigh of relief. But relief aside, this is a nerve-wracking time for Britain's Jewish community. With every day that passed, this motion grew more outdated because it could not keep up with the deeply sinister events. The Yom Kippur murders in Manchester, the football match ban in Birmingham, and in our London, yet more marches and menace. Just in Hendon yesterday, Jews were spat at and called filthy colonisers on video, 5 minutes away from this town hall. When I attended my first vigil in Finchley, one of my elderly residents was pushed aggressively by a passerby for being a Jew. What does it say about London, a supposedly multicultural city, when my residents fear to walk its street in their religious dress, when they fear a long walk from their car to their shul, and when they fear abuse for wearing a ribbon badge? For 2 years, ribbons and posters in Barnet kept the hostages and their desperate plight firmly in our minds. But to many Jewish residents, many of my residents, elsewhere harassed, spat at, and intimidated, the ribbons provided their own special reassurance. That Barnet is one corner of London where Jews are not there to be tolerated or placated or protected, but where they are simply wanted. Why did this council decide in September then, before the ceasefire deal which released the hostages was known or foreseeable, to remove those hostage ribbons and posters after the second anniversary of October the 7th? Do not tell us that, at a time when synagogues dread the next attack, it was for health and safety grounds. Do not tell us that, at a time where families waited in patient agony for their loved ones, 2 years seemed long enough. And do not tell us that, at a time where Jewish residents needed leadership from their council, that you were only following TfL's lead. Mr. Mayor, I have read Labour's proposed amendments to our motion, and I do think there is nothing comprehensive about the government's efforts on anti-Semitism. They lost any claim to that when they recognised a Palestinian state without condition on Hamas, who are the very people who took these hostages in the first place. And if Labour's allyship, their latest HR slogan, means in practice, as it has this week, the removal of Jews from public spaces for their own protection, then we want none of it. What we do want is an honest, clear answer from the Council. Why did it decide to remove the ribbons at a time when the only people it would please were those very ones who spent 2 years tearing them down at every opportunity? Thank you.